James Thomas Morning Blend. I'm here with Gina Baldwin. Good. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, James?
I'm good. Now, you've got something called Apps2Speak. Tell us about Apps2Speak.
Can you imagine not being able to talk? It's something we all take for granted. App2Speak is a software application helping speech-impaired individuals to communicate.
I mean, how did you come up with this app? What are some of the signs I'm looking at on your billboard here?
I'm a speech pathologist by background, and I saw a need to create App2Speak to help those that are speech impaired. And there's 3 features to App2Speak. The first one is the preset pages. Using roll photos, you touch select the photo, and it speaks a want or a need. There are 80 preset pages, there are 80 preset pictures.
Okay.
The second feature of App2Speak are the custom pages. So it's easily to customize, and you can integrate your own pictures. You can take a picture from your photo library or take a picture within App2Speak. You label it, you put the sentence down that you want it to speak, or you can use a voice and personalize it with a personalized voice. The third feature is the text-to-speech feature. So someone who is able to type but has difficulty speaking could type their message and then select speak and have the speech output with the text-to-speech.
Why am I thinking Star Trek and the computer? It's exactly what I'm thinking, Star Trek and the computer. Well, how did you come up with this idea?
So working in skilled rehab and working with stroke patients and people with Parkinson, I had a couple of patients that needed something. When I tried other systems out there, they used faceless cartoons or stick figures and symbols, which the patients that I worked with really didn't care to have that and didn't understand some of those symbols. They're also complicated and they're expensive. So I did research and I came up with a photo-based software application that's inexpensive and easy to use.
So when you're people who can't speak, and you're saying you worked in a nursing home or a therapy as a therapist?
Yes.
So is it good for nursing homes?
It is. It is. It's good for the individual who's trying to communicate to have a means to communicate. Otherwise, they have feelings of anxiety or depression and social isolation because they can't communicate their wants or needs.
It sounds like this app can be used from anyone from maybe 5, 6 years old all the way up to 65, 70 years old.
Yes, that's a good possibility. Students that are on the spectrum, the autism spectrum, do have some difficulty with communication, anxiety, and sometimes they get frustrated. So with a simple app like App2Speak, using real photos maybe of the student's family or a favorite toy or a favorite food.
I was thinking food.
Food.
Yeah.
Food's a good one.
Okay.
And you can easily customize or personalize for that student or the 70-year-old.
So who's using your app now?
So we've had over 400 downloads. There are people that I am aware of that have come to me and reached out. Some that have vocal cord paralysis, stroke, Parkinson's, ALS. So quite a few.
Now, are you actively going out and going to hospitals and where people need therapy and going to nursing homes and places like that?
Yes, I currently work part-time as a speech pathologist doing skilled speech pathology work. I also do some home health as well as some outpatient from time to time as different companies need some extra help.
Yeah.
And so I market to my peers, market in the greater St. Louis area, but recently we've been branching out and going to assistive technology conferences, going to American Speech and Hearing conferences, and trying to get the word out and make awareness that App2Speak is available. It is for sale in the Apple iTunes store. We've actually sold internationally.
Wow. So how long have you been doing this now?
App2Speak has been up on the Apple iTunes store for just about 4 years.
4 years. So you've been an entrepreneur for the last 4 years or more?
4 years.
4 years? What did you do before this?
Speech pathology work.
Okay, working for other people.
Yes.
Now you've got your own thing going.
I do.
So what advice would you give to anyone who wants to be an entrepreneur? What are some of the attributes that they need?
To be a self-starter,
Mm-hmm.
to be committed, to be open to ideas of from other people,
Mm-hmm.
get involved with networking.
Yes, I would say that's pretty big. I think the other one before that too is open up. Nobody's trying to steal your idea. It's yours.
Mhm.
You need to get some feedback on what's going on. Definitely.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
So have you applied to any of the grant programs or any of the funding programs in the area?
I haven't yet. I am planning on applying for the Arch Grant in January when it opens up. I have been asked, I have been a part of Missouri Venture Forum
Mhm.
and going through their training. In fact, on November the 6th, I am providing my 2-minute fast pitch speech for their funding, Missouri Venture Forum, for their
Uh-huh.
funding forum.
That's good. I did that, I think about maybe 6-7 months ago. I was there.
How
for
was it for you?
It was pretty good. They were very interested. I kind of surprised them with what I said. My opening statement was, I caught their attention. Yeah,
Great.
yeah, I caught their attention. So how long you lived in St. Louis?
How long
Yeah.
have I lived? All my life.
What is it you like about St. Louis?
I like the different venues, the different, what I call the little towns
Mm-hmm.
around. You have the big city, but then you have the little towns that have their quaint culture,
Mhm.
their restaurants, the shows, the
Interesting.
sports team.
The sports teams, you're trying to get the soccer team thing going again.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
excited about that.
That's going to be very interesting. And you meet your husband here in St. Louis?
I did.
Okay, great. College?
No, after college.
After college?
Yeah, way after college.
Okay, cool. And how long you two been married now?
We've been married 20 years.
Wow, that's interesting. Nice bodyguard.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. The reason I bring that up because he's off in the background right now, and he's Gina, give him a Gina. I appreciate you being with us on Morning Blend St. Louis. I got one more question for you. How can people get in touch with you, and how can they get the app? You've talked about Apple, right?
Yes. So the app is for the iPad, so you can search for iPad apps, App2Speak for the iPad through the iTunes Store. You can also go to Apps2Speak.com, which is our website, and check out more. Or you can email me through the website, through the contact page.
What's your email address?
It's gbaldwin@app2speak.com.
Great. James Thomas Morning Blend with Gina Baldwin, and Apps2Speak.com. We'll be right back after this.